Hi, everybody. Coach Susan here with Big On Results Coaching. I help people that are in transition or stuck to live a life of joy and prosperity. And I am here for your Manifestation Monday video on the topic of war. What a big one. War. What are your thoughts when you think of war? What does that mean to you? Does war mean a battle to you? Does it mean a fight? Does it mean something negative? Does it mean pain? Does that mean anything positive to you? So what was that first thing that resonated with you? Did you think of war? Ooh, that's positive? Or did you think, ooh, war is scary? Potentially the loss of somebody or the loss of something. So when we think about war and we think about how that evokes a particular emotion to us, then we probably should exercise our intuition to determine whether that's something that is necessary. When we think about war, usually we're thinking about how it impacts us. But we don't really think about how it impacts somebody else. The two things, they do mirror each other. Conflict and a lack of resolution can be very damaging to people. And what's more damaging is when somebody can make a decision on your behalf for you that might be life-altering. So when we go and we decide we want war, we want this thing, do we do it with a smile on our face? Or do we do it with sadness in our hearts? Listen to what your intuition says regarding war, regarding conflict, regarding the catastrophic things that can occur. Sometimes we think, well, you know what, this warrants this. We need to do this. This is what war is. This is what we do. And we need to do this without thinking about how the greater picture of it is. So sometimes things will have this boomerang effect and come back to us, also known as karma. Yes, or maybe the law of attraction. So we need to exercise wisdom whenever we're in any type of war or any type of conflict. We need to go and ascertain, what does this mean? What does this look like? What am I doing? Can I stop this? And then we need to ask ourselves, do I have the solution for this? Can I be a part of the solution to help this scenario? To help this situation, to help other people. Not all things are to be resolved physically. Not all things are to be resolved at all. But how do you know what things you should let go and what things you should fight for? Sometimes we think that because somebody has a different opinion of something, that we need to be the ones to discipline them for thinking differently, or that we need to be the ones that's going to cause harm or pain so that we could get them to concede and to think how we want. But they're never really going to think about how we want. They just may give up in the battle. So if that's the situation where somebody gives up in the battle, or they're screaming uncle, did anything really get resolved? Or did you just get your way because you were stronger or more powerful or louder? But what we should be really concerned about is that the war within ourselves, that war within our inner self, deep within. The unresolved conflicts that we have, that we've allowed ourselves to embed within our bodies. That conflict and the lack of resolution within our own selves. So when these things go unresolved and they're mounting up and they're mounting up, what's happening is that fuse that was once very large and long is now been decreased in size. So now we have a short fuse because these things have gone unaddressed. And we fail to see what it is that we're doing and what is our responsibilities. So before we can go out and have that level of projection of this is what this needs to be like, this is what this needs to look like over here, that person this person to that, this person to this, we need to determine, where is our self-ego? Are we at war because we have ego? Are we at war because we fail to resolve our own internal war? What wars are raging within yourself that you have left unresolved and that you have the ability to resolve yourself, your own war? That you could be your own counterpart and come to a resolution within yourself. But we walk around life, we were like, you know what, I'm pissed. I'm really bitter about this. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe that happened. But why? Do you have stuff within yourself that maybe you need to start with first? Maybe you've forgotten how to walk in love. Maybe you have forgotten how to be the peacemaker. Maybe you've forgotten how amazing it was when you were young and you were hurting or you were confused and somebody took the time out to tell you it's going to be okay and gave you a hug. What about the times that you deserve to be disciplined in some type of a manner, but yet mercy was shown to you? What about the times that somebody loved you when you weren't so lovable? None of us are without error. We all have faults. We all have these things. But what are you resolving? And what are you forgetting? You have the ability to make a huge difference. Don't harbor horrific potential, past situations, and future situations. Don't take that on. Don't harbor it in your body. Don't allow yourself to continue life without addressing the big issues. The big issue is the war within yourself. What about the boundary lines that you've set for yourself? Are you afraid to cross them? Are you afraid that you'll be defeated? Are you taking care of business to make sure that you are strong and that you can defend yourself? The best defense is offense, right? So when we look at that and we look back in our history of ourselves and we look at how things were a learning curve and that we don't always understand these things that are going around us or what another person's culture may be or even how they communicate. But we do know what's happening within ourselves. So we should exude mercy, compassion, understanding, peace, coming together, being united, accepting each other for our own differences, but being resolution oriented. Be a part of that solution, not the problem. Strong arming somebody just gets you what you want out of brute force, but it still doesn't resolve the issue. What overcomes issues is care and consideration. It's love, it's mercy, it's forgiveness. Those are the things. So when people come together and that they are in opposition, you just work it out, right? You work it out. But first, before we could externally go, we need to internally go. We need to be peace-oriented within our own selves. And we need to allow ourselves to resolve issues that we may have or that we may have forgotten that we have. But look back and remember, you've been shown mercy. You've been shown love. Maybe not recently, but you have. Tap into that resource and allow that to guide you before you cause harm or you allow harm to occur. If you need help with maybe understanding this a little bit more, or certain skills or tools that you may need to acquire in the future for resolving conflicts and problems, please reach out to me. I'm Coach Susan with Big On Results Coaching, and I want you to have peace in your life, and I want you to be happy, and I want you to live in a way that you are not in fear. Fear of things occurring to you, or fear of things happening in you. Until next Monday.